All right, so hey everybody, welcome to this end of the year video. This is going to go up on the 31st, so I hope you guys are actually going to stay at home and watch this video and not go out and celebrate with your friends and family. Be shunned. This is something we're going to just basically go over the following year, this 2018 that we just went through, and talk about some of the stuff that happened with the channel. We're going to actually have some of the videos up too. We're going to go over some of the videos. But anyway, yeah, let's start off with what actually was the big thing with us at the beginning of the year in January. Actually, this was a carryover from December, but we were looking to get an office space. So let's kind of go over that and what happened with that crap.
Well, we didn't find an actual office space.
Well, I'm still hoping to go a little bit more detail on that. So,
well, I am,
Yeah,
but
good.
ultimately we wound up not finding an actual office space. The problem is, for what we do, video production, there's so many things that have to be taken into consideration. It's not like you can just go to an office building and say, "Yeah, give me that." You got to see, the walls, the noise level.
Because you would come, it would be. He was basically the guy who would be like, I'm going to go out and search all this stuff, and then you guys tell me if it'll work,
Right?
Because I'm the video production guy, and
Right.
So he would be, hey, come look at this place, and so we'd go out and we'd look at this place, and I'd be like, oh well, it's next to
a busy, too close to a busy road, like you can hear every single car going by. In some places we're even like, oh yeah, we'll take and soundproof the walls for you, because we talked about it to a couple people of negotiating that into the contract and whatnot. But one place we did find, we were feeling really, really good about it.
Well, see we looked at maybe like 10 places, it seems like.
Yeah.
And you have to understand that in terms of YouTube for us, we're not at the level of some people that can afford to just throw in a ton of money on an office space. This was something that we were looking to do because we thought it would make us more productive. And it was going to be me, him, it was going to be Wood. We're going to do a joint share, split the rent, and all that stuff. And so it has to be big enough to where it actually makes sense for us to do it, and we have the room to do what we want to do. But it can't be expensive enough where we lose everything and end up getting our asses thrown out,
or everything we make
so.
off YouTube goes into the rent and whatever of the place, and we don't make any money. So
yeah, so there's so many things that are taken into consideration, but we did find one that was really, it was like, okay, we can make this work. It's not the biggest out there, we're not biting off more than we can chew,
right?
But
right.
it's
basically the entire space was about 3,000 square feet or so, and they agreed to kind of chop that up for us. I think we're going to go with 1,000 square feet, 1,200.
I think it was like
1,200.
Yeah,
for like $1,000. So the price was actually really good. Price per square foot at least was really good.
Yeah, and basically split three ways.
Right,
it's
split
like,
it three
you can
ways.
Handle that, right?
Yeah,
So.
and what happened was I was gonna go look at the place. I was ready to give him a deposit, ready to sign the contract.
Right.
Someone else had come along.
We couldn't. We had basically a handshake agreement with this dude.
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
And this was like you were saying, the New Year and Christmas and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I tried to get in there like ASAP. And I was like, let me give you the deposit. Let's sign this contract, blah, 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 blah. No, it can wait. Well, it did wait, and it wound up biting us in the ass because someone came along who wanted all 3,000 square feet. And, of course, it's simple business. While it sucks for us, they're going to go with the person who's going to pay them more money. And that's what happened. And it was literally taken right out from underneath our feet.
Like, I was extremely angry at first, but then the more I thought about it, I was like, okay, it just makes sense on his end. It's better for him. And ultimately, I think it would have been. I think it's a good thing that it actually didn't go through. And it's actually not something I never actually said, but the channel really started to plummet in terms of ad revenue, and because of the YouTube algorithm and all that stuff. I'm not going to bore you by going into all this other crap about that. But basically, the channel got screwed because they flipped another switch. The algorithm effed up the channel. The views weren't there anymore, and I could go into whys and hows, but I'm not going to. But basically, the videos weren't getting shared out to anymore. So the CPMs, how much money you make on an ad, they plummeted. And it's not just us; it was a lot of other people too. So we would have been screwed if we had been stuck in that office space. And that's just the reality of working for yourself. Sometimes things that just happen that you can't predict. And
screwed. It would have been harder. I would have made it work. That's the thing. I would have made it work. But what really made me mad about that whole situation is we weren't even given first right of refusal. What I would have done if I was a landlord is called us, since there was no contract, and been like, hey, look, someone has come along in the last 9 days and they want all of it. So unless you guys want all of it, I'm going to have to give it to these guys instead. Like, that should have been the way it should have been handled professionally, in my opinion. And it wasn't, and that's what pissed me off. And then his real estate broker was like, well, he's got other properties. I'm like, well, he can keep them, because if this is the way he conducts business, I don't even want to look at anything else. But,
and it was really sad, is because when we were negotiating the price for it, that I think he was like, I really appreciate what you guys are doing. You're a small business. You're just trying to make something of yourselves. And he was like, I appreciate that. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, I guess you don't really. So
I mean,
it is
money talks, bullshit walks.
And that's how. And we didn't stop. Initially, after that, it was like, just stop. And then what happened was we ended up finding a place, and I don't know how much you want to talk about this part. But
basically,
I don't know how much you actually sell on your vlogs. That's why I was.
Yeah, no, well, I did a whole vlog of.
Did you say it was your mom's house?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
So basically, what happened was my mom moved back to Dallas Fort Worth. She bought a house, pretty big house, and there was a building in the backyard about it's 300 square feet or so, which the previous owners were using as like a storage shed or something. And my mom, we talked to her and came to terms, and she basically let us use it. So we, took and soundproofed the walls and
which
made
was
an 80s style set.
Which is he put it on his channel.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of like ripping down the walls and then putting sound insulation in and all this stuff. And it's not it wasn't the best solution, but the point was to be kind of like a temporary solution while we find something better. And after the initial, I was being pissed off and stuff, I kept looking at stuff. There was a point where we already looked at everything.
Yeah.
It's like you have to actually give the market a little bit of time to reset, because every time I would do a new search, it would be the same stuff that we've already seen and ruled out. You have to wait a little while, maybe a half year or so people start,
The other thing is where we live in this triangle where everyone is about 25 minutes to 30 minutes from each other. Right. So like Wood can get to my house in 25 or 30 minutes, or get to Billy's house in 25 to 30 minutes, vice versa, all three of us. So we were trying to find something that was going to kind of work for everybody, something that was going to be kind of centralized for everybody.
Yeah. And so they have to be in this triangle area. The Metroplex is a big area. Right. But it'd have to be like in this point, because
plus, if you started,
no one wants to drive an hour.
No, of course. Yeah. And if you started to get out of kind of our little triangle, Bermuda Triangle space, you started getting into actual Fort Worth or actual Dallas, and then the rent was just skyrocketing, even in like super bad neighborhoods in those cities. But because they're big city, the rent was just astronomical.
Especially Dallas, because Dallas is a lot. That's where a lot of the actual studio space is too.
Right.
But it's not something that's been completely ruled out or anything at this point. We have to eventually find something. We want to get this thing to work and make it to where we can actually do this, because the studio we're using now, it was great temporarily, but it's not a long-term solution. There's so many factors. The heat is the biggest one.
We're actually here filming in your spare bedroom because it's cold outside. Right. There's no heat, and it was a garage basically is what it was. Yeah. So if we were in there, we'd be cold right now.
Yeah, and you saw some of the videos we recorded in that studio where we're sweating.
Yeah,
and people were saying get an air conditioner. We have an air conditioner, but the thing is that it doesn't keep it cool long enough. Once you've turned that thing, it's warm with it on. But even once you turn that thing off, it's like it's instant. Just the temperature goes up, and we have to keep that thing off, or else the entire video you're going to hear.
Right.
So we're here in my place right now, and that's something I actually didn't talk about. At this point, everyone knows. Like, I had a kid. I was being coy about it. When we started mentioning why we're trying to get an office space, because I wasn't going to have as much room at my place, because the bedrooms are going to be taken. Luckily, right now, this bedroom is right now at this moment free. But at the time, it was like, man, I just don't know if we can do this in my place. I wanted to find a studio, but I mean, that's we're still looking, and that's something maybe 2019 can bring. But anyway,
hope so.
Yeah, that's
that.
That
was we rambled about that for a minute.
Actually, I need you to bring up the videos. So now, I guess I don't know. I figured we could talk about some of the videos that we put up, and so the first Game Chaser episode that went up is the one. Funny enough, one with Chris and the dirt bikes.
Chris and the dirt bikes.
That was like
funny.
a year ago. Wow.
God, really?
Yeah. So yeah.
That was fun. I've never. I don't think I've ridden motorcycles, but never a dirt bike to that point, and damn sure never tried to jump a hill like we were doing.
No, me neither.
Pretty scary and like kind of like an adrenaline rush all at once kind of thing. Nobody wants to wipe out. It's just gonna hurt. And no, we weren't getting like super Matt Hoffman style air, or I guess Jeremy McGrath. Matt Hoffman's BMX, but. It's a little worrisome, can be, but
I think it was fine for newbies, right? I mean, we ain't trying to trying to be Chris, but even Chris wasn't getting that much higher than us.
He really
let's be
wasn't.
honest.
He really wasn't, and he used to ride, I guess, semi-professionally, right? He used to actually compete and whatnot when he was younger. When he was younger.
Yeah, well, he definitely rode. I don't know how professional, semi-professional, but he definitely rode. Like, he would go into tournaments and racing and stuff like that.
That's what I meant.
Right. So yeah, that was fun, and then that's one of the things that sometimes we'll do when we do these episodes is we'll do like a little side mission,
side quests,
because when the pickings are slim, you got to do something else to entertain. And besides, we would have rode the dirt bikes anyway, so it's like, why not film it? Because we're gonna do it anyway.
Not wrong.
And that might actually be the case in one of the episodes we're gonna be shooting here pretty soon when we go out with somebody. Hopefully that they agree to do a side quest with us. That'll actually be pretty fun.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That'd be like literally dream come true if that can happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Literally a dream come true if that can happen. I mean, sorry, I can't say what it is.
Yeah. It's random, but
it's very random.
Hopefully you guys will be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, this there was a very, very there was a part in January and February where barely anything went up, and I'm not sure why, other than the fact that I was probably still pissed off about the studio.
You were mad about that for a very long time.
I was, because I was building up I already had envisioned. I was like, okay, in this corner we can build this set, and this door we build this.
You were extremely bitter about that for a very long time. Like, I think you maybe came around one time in the actual like remodel of that garage space.
Yeah, I made myself scarce just because I was.
Yeah, you were pissed.
I was pissed. But eventually things came together, and I was like, you know what, we gotta start making videos again. So I started making bullshit videos.
What about this one? What about this guy?
Oh yeah. We gotta get to that.
Definitely want to talk about that one.
Well,
right?
that's kind of the start of the bullshit videos, but this one isn't actually bullshit.
Okay.
When I say bullshit videos, I just mean like stuff other than Game Chasers. I'm just being funny about it, but most of them are bullshit, by the way. Toys R Us mini documentaries. So yeah,
I really enjoyed doing the Toys R Us mini documentary, and I would love to do more things like that. Like, I know we did which we'll get to, but we did a Boglin mini documentary as well. Mm-hmm. This was the closing of Toys R Us, and it was just kind of a brief little history, and definitely our personal feelings and stories and thoughts on not only Toys R Us just as a whole, but going there, why they closed down, all that kind of stuff. If you haven't seen that, please give it a chance, because we're not just a one-trick pony. It's not just Game Chasers or nothing.
It's actually gotten more views than I thought. 42,000. That's actually,
it's not terrible.
That's actually really good for a non-Game Chasers.
You're not wrong.
Really good.
You're not wrong.
So yeah, that's a good. And I would like to do more stuff like that. I enjoy doing that kind of stuff, and
Same.
I want to do more stuff like that in 2019. In fact, I want to do one on Blockbuster. Actually, somebody mentioned that.
No nuts. No nuts. Funny you say that. Like, I don't know if I've said this on video recently, but I'm really getting into wanting to collect Blockbuster branded things. And it's not just because we worked there, and that's definitely part of it, don't get me wrong, but dude, Blockbuster was like the place. It was the rental place growing up where you can go and get a game for the weekend and forget about school and get lost in alternate universe, playing whatever game you were playing.
Well, for me, I didn't really start going there until an adult, though. So, because I was always going to like the mom and pop rental shops, but once N64 and PlayStation hit, that's where I'd go. I'd be
right. We were older at that point, but it doesn't matter. The feels are still there for Blockbuster. So
it's very nostalgic.
Blockbuster would be legit.
Some of the games there are still my favorite today. It's because I rented them at Blockbuster, and so that's my first experience with them. But movies too. God, VHSs like. When we worked there, we get 5 free rentals a week.
Oh, and that was great.
So,
that was so. Games, movies didn't matter.
Yeah.
And you know what's really cool is we were there in the transition from VHS into DVD.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually really neat to see and to kind of watch unfold. Like we were there at the very beginning of when that really started happening.
Because all the new releases were on DVD. Pretty much at that point. They were really starting to phase it off. So on that around the back wall and stuff, you'd have the DVDs, but like in the middle sections of like just the regular like the dramas and stuff, just the old stuff, it'd still be VHS.
Yeah, VHS for sure. Shit, we're doing the Blockbuster video now.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, that's that, and I did a Burger Time review, but then we actually
you started doing quite a few reviews.
Yeah, reviews,
which was kind of new for the channel.
I didn't because I've never really enjoyed doing reviews, but. Like, I got this mini Burger Time arcade, and I really wanted to talk about it, so I talked about it. And hell, I got 20,000 views.
Yeah,
so
because for those who don't know, that's one of your favorite games of all time is Burger Time. So
then we shot an episode that a lot of people had actually wanted us to do a long time, and that was with Retro Liberty. So we went to we were at California for SoCal Gaming Expo, and we hooked up with those guys. And at the time, they weren't doing a weekly game chasing show. But they are now. But this was like their not so triumphant return.
Not so triumphant return.
I find it extremely frustrating that they find something like absolutely amazing every week, but when we go out with them,
nothing.
it's like nothing. It's like our apparently our bad luck. Our bad luck rubbed up against them apparently, but yeah.
That's our luck.
That's got a lot of views too. Apparently a lot of people like Retro Liberty.
Well, let's get them back on then. Thanks, Aaron and Ricky. I'm not calling you Riff. I refuse to call you Riff. That's a stupid name, by the way.
Just don't with that.
Yeah, and I told him that a couple months ago. I was like, that's just dumb, dude. That's stupid. I don't like it.
I'm going to be riffing on Riff all day with riffs.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. So that led into some of our most requested videos. Actually, was hey, what's your top favorite games on this particular system? So I was like, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's just make those videos. And so I did the NES one, part 1, part 2. Jay did his NES part 1, part 2.
Started doing top 5s, top 10s, and stuff like that.
So yeah, that and I think we've exhausted that for the most part. Maybe I'll do one on GameCube or N64, and he'll do one on N64. Maybe there'll be a few sprinkled in throughout the year, but I definitely don't want to be a top 10. I just did too many of those last year. So yeah, and then Tim, I think this is where Tim kind of got more involved with things.
Yes, well, because he's finally around now. He moved.
When your mother moved Tim actually moved up because he was in Houston.
Yes.
So he moved up too.
He moved up also, yeah.
So he was there, and then
Tim's become a fan favorite. And what was that? Top 5 physical fights with his brother. I love that thumbnail.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the way he describes the fights is pretty.
He's a very animated storyteller. He always has been, actually. Always has been.
So this episode, my God, I don't know how I squeezed an episode out of this. This is rocket stuff. And that was where we went to a movie training, Game Over, and we got a bunch of Atari games. You got those Atari games. Yeah. Atari, but they don't like people shooting inside the store anymore. I don't know why. I guess because it's like we ruined it for everyone, and who wants to be associated with us? I get it. But anyway, it's like a whole big corporate thing to try to be able to shoot in the store anymore. So we don't even bother. So we got the stuff when we went out to the parking lot, and I was like, you know what, damn it, let's just get this on video because you found some stuff
I found some really good Atari. Yeah, really rare stuff on Atari.
And I did all I could to make that 10 minutes.
Yeah, so. I can tell. 10 minutes, 5 seconds.
5 seconds. Yeah, I was like. Because you can't put more than one ad on it, and if you can't, it's got to be 10 minutes for you to put more than one ad on it. And I'm telling you right now, if you don't put more than one ad on it, YouTube will trash the video. They will not send it out because YouTube's trying to make money. And hell, I'll be honest, like if I'm editing something for all day or a week, I want to try to make as much on it as I can.
You want to get paid for your time.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with that. And one ad compared to like maybe like three, one in the middle and one at the end. If something's 10 minutes long, we're talking a difference between 5 times as much money. And I'm not talking about much money. I'm working still minimum wage on this shit. Trust me on that. But you know, it's better than $5 I'd get if it was one ad. But the thing about it is I think I'm pretty damn fair with it. And I don't know how much YouTube that you watch, and I'm seeing this more and more recently, where people will have, and it drives me crazy, they'll have a 10-minute video, and I swear to God, they will have 5 to 6 ads in it.
Yeah, no, I've seen it.
Yeah, and it's, and a lot of it's just so minimal effort. It's just somebody freaking talking into a camera for 10 minutes long, and then they have 5 or 6 ads in it.
I've been watching a lot of Red Dead videos lately because Red Dead, like, at time of filming, Red Dead's still in beta online, and they're changing so many things up and making just different things harder to be able to farm XP and money and stuff like that people are making a lot of videos on it. So to kind of keep up with the Joneses, so to speak, I've been watching a lot of Red Dead videos and seeing what other people are doing and, you know, other farm spots for money and whatever. And it's literally like someone in the bottom corner, some generic ass freaking gameplay going on. Not even what they're talking about.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, yeah, that's very
sometimes
common.
what they're talking about, but most likely not.
Yeah.
And them in the corner, a little, you know, picture-in-picture kind of thing. And mid-sentence, they'll just cut off, and here comes this ad running. And it'll be like 5-7 ads going on.
Right.
But that's how you make money on YouTube.
Yeah,
That's
but it's just...
Let me put it to this guy. Let me put you guys this way. A 10-minute video with 5 ads will make more money than a 30-minute video with 1 ad.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And not only that, YouTube will push it out and send it to more people. You're more likely to see it in the sub box, which YouTube, you know, even just because you're sub doesn't mean you're going to see the people that you watch in your sub box when they release a video. Is if YouTube determines that you're going to likely watch it or not, and they'll also how many ads there's a big fucking BS algorithm with it, but more ads you have on it, the more likely YouTube's about to push it. However, as I was saying, I think I'm fair with it. You know, I got a 25-minute episode of Game Chasers. I added 2 mid-break ads, 1, 2 in the middle, where it's a nice little break. You know, it's not in mid-sentence, which sometimes I'll do mid-sentence if it's just a bullshit video. It's like, fuck it. But it's still only 2 ads.
Do you put one at the end?
Yeah, it's at the end, but it's at the end. Like, who cares, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, 2 in the middle. So a 25-minute Game Chaser episode is going to have 1 ad in the front, 1 at about the 2/3 mark, and then 1 at the 2/3 mark. Or that's actually 2/3.
Yeah, 2/3 twice.
1/3.
1/3, 2/3. Right.
And then at the very end. And I think that's completely fair. But I see so many people abusing the system. And what drives me crazy about when people abusing the system is like, if I see that, I just won't watch it. But it causes people to get ad block.
Yes, I was just about to say that.
Which screws us all.
It definitely does.
Which screws us all. Because I know there are assholes out there that have done that, cause people to get ad blocks, and then they go and watch our videos. And that time that I spend on it is being taken away because of that. And look, you know what? I get it if that's what you want to do because people drove you to that. But, you know, it's whitelisting. You know, that's something you may want to consider if you want to support the people that you really enjoy. But anyway, yeah, I think I'm fair about it. And if you don't think that I'm fair about it, well, that's your choice, but you're wrong. So yeah, anyway, so then we just did some more. I did way more Top 5 Fridays too.
Top 5
Friday tonight. But yeah, just a bunch of BS videos, like Top 5 arcades.
These memory videos are kind of fun, short and sweet. You know, like this one, Chris remembers Turtles in Time. And like we're literally just sitting around talking about a video game that we remember playing growing up, or probably still play to this day, actually.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what that's another thing that I wanted to do too, and I want to do kind of like mini documentaries about certain games. And I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking, like
gaming historian,
right? It's not exactly like that. Gaming historian is he fully researches something. Yeah, he knows what he's talking about.
Gaming historian is gaming historian. Nobody is going to match his level of work put into the research of a video. Absolutely not. He's very, very thorough. He sometimes will work on a video for over a year. Like I know his Tetris video he worked on for
Yeah.
over a year.
And you know what drives me crazy? I see people actually like on troll sites. Let's face it. Of course, it's always troll sites, right?
All you did was read Wikipedia.
Wikipedia. There's actually a meme going around and it'll say like a fact and it says saw it on Wikipedia with Norm's face on it. It's like fuck
stupid.
You.
Yeah, it's
like
stupid.
like this guy. I've seen him special order books from like Japan just so he can get like one little fact that maybe not anybody actually knows about, so he can put it into his video. So you know,
I gotta be honest. Is Wikipedia really that off all the time?
I mean, I
don't think so.
know.
I think they're pretty accurate. So
I'm
if
sure,
your information did come from
be.
Wikipedia, so fucking what?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, true, but you know.
Anyway, point is, Norm does not do that.
He doesn't do it. Like one can maybe say that's a lazy approach. Fine, but he doesn't do that.
He doesn't do that,
you should see this dude's game shelf. It's like there's more books than games. He's a nerd.
He's a fucking nerd. Norm, you're a nerd. We love Norm though.
But anyway, as I was saying, we kind of trail off a little bit.
Yeah. Anyhow, go on.
I want to do it to not where it's a Norm style. It's like it's more of like a retrospective where we're talking about like our memories with it. And
yeah,
stuff.
well, and the thing is too, because I kind of started doing a little bit of that on my channel with, you know, like certain toy lines and stuff like that. Especially, I really did it with toys. I did like a Color Forms history of video. I did. Shit, you got me lying. I did a Game Boy one actually, and then and kind of a spin-off video of that was like I showed my Game Boy collection, and I got compared to Norm, which honestly, ultimate compliment there. And you know, I don't
see how that's possible.
Well, just because you're doing a history of kind of thing, you're throwing out all these facts, and whatnot, and like doing that video, I didn't put near the amount of fucking time and work that Norm puts into one of his, and I'm like. I could not just like do this as everything on my YouTube channel all the fucking time. It's such a beating.
Well, okay, and that also comes to the point of where if Norm was just using like just copying Wikipedia, he would have like a couple videos out a week.
Exactly, he does like one a month.
Yeah,
maybe. His goal is like, I need 17 videos out. This year. So
this year,
when most channels are going, I got to have 17 videos out in 5 days.
It's about every 3 weeks or so.
Right.
So because he puts maximum effort in everything that he does.
My point was though, you know, like, and we get asked this too because when we came on, there was a whole lot of people who started doing Game Chaser style videos and whatnot. And Norm's response when I asked him about, hey, you kind of okay with me doing this kind of thing, is the same thing I say. I'm like, well. And what he told me, he goes, I didn't invent history videos. I didn't invent history. You know what I mean? And I tell people that. I'm like, well, we weren't the first to do this. And we're not going to be the last, you know? So we don't own the copyright on this style of video.
Or even if it's that style of video. You definitely that style of video because, you know, it's emulated in a reality TV kind of style.
Right. Which we took that format from fucking TV. So,
yeah.
But anyhow. No, I've had a couple of videos compared to Norm and like, this reminded me of Gaming Storm video and like that makes me feel good. Like that's the ultimate compliment. So
yeah, so I think it'd be kind of cool to do stuff like that. But like I was actually considering doing it I did the Nintendo Power video and we haven't got to that point yet, but just like a few weeks ago. But
what you do, like top 10 covers or something?
No, I did top 10 my top 10 favorite issues. But I wanted to do more of like a retrospective Nintendo Power video, and maybe there's still an opportunity to do that. I was like, man, let's just get this out. I'll do a top 10 issue. I kind of changed it. But what I wanted to do was interview people, like an interview style, when they talk about, hey, this is what I liked about Nintendo. This is what I did with nice background, kind of like we did with the Toys R Us and the Boglins video. But then I soon realized that everyone around me, nobody used Nintendo Power hardly. I'm spitting.
No? You don't think?
I don't think.
You know what?
I don't think.
Here's the funny thing.
Not a lot. Not to the point. We could still potentially do that, but I was like, if we do that, I know you have something to say about it, and I know Melvor probably has something to say about it.
Sure, but we never had a subscription,
right?
You know,
but I wanted to be like, let me just wait until I can get maybe other people, maybe like a Norm,
okay,
people who really use it, so I can really bulk the video up because I didn't want it to be like a retrospective Nintendo Power, but then be like 80% me talking. You know what I mean?
And it probably would be because you're well more versed in Nintendo Power. Because even now, like you'll just read Nintendo Power like it's a book or something, and I don't even know how to read, so that's a problem for me.
I'm that big of a nerd, I guess. But yeah, like so I wanted it to be a little bit more balanced,
right?
So yeah, that's a video that could potentially still happen because I just did top 10 issues.
Well, dude, we know so many YouTubers who know about Nintendo Power. Like I think we could definitely make it happen.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
So we got some more top fives and some more BS, top tens and stuff and all that, and then we came around to around the summertime when like E3 happened, and I was like, you know what, we're YouTubers. What do YouTubers usually do? We do E3 videos, right? Let's do E3 videos, and my God, did they bomb! The new Battletoads game actually did pretty decent at 18,000 views.
That's not bad.
It's not bad for us. Just
yeah.
going on for, and that was 5 minutes. There's no way I could squeeze that into
of course
stretch.
not.
You know what I should do? I just start putting everything in like a slow motion to get it to 10 minutes. I won't have a problem with this video, by the way.
Yeah, no shit. We can't shut up.
But we did one on I think on Nintendo. And that one bombed so freaking hard, I actually took it off. I actually deleted it. I just meant making it private. And that wasn't because it was embarrassing, because it was.
Just again, back to the algorithm
Back
thing.
to the algorithm. I was being told that like if something bombs that hard, like if you didn't watch that particular video, there's a chance that when we did upload something that you may potentially like to watch, it wouldn't be shown in your sub feed because you skipped the other one. So I'm like, well, if all these people, if it's like at 5,000 views, and that means so many people are skipping it right now, I can't take the chance of those people not seeing the next video we uploaded. So I was like, it's not worth the $11.50 I'm gonna make off of this BS. So I'm
$11.
I'm gonna take it off, and so I took it off, and then that's how it goes. And then and then we tried some Let's Plays. This is around the time we were just like, let's just put up whatever. We'll put up 3 videos a week. Let's just do it. And we've never been much onto Let's Plays. It's never really been a thing for us, but we decided to do one. And that was with Kingsley and then Tim.
Yeah, we did the Contra, which Let's Plays are super easy, super fun. But it's like we did part 1. It was a 2-part, the Contra one. The first part got 17,000 views. Okay, not bad, right? But then the second part, nobody wanted to see the conclusion.
Yeah, no, I'm actually very surprised about that, because that for the longest time that was like 8,000. I don't know what happened to get it up to 17,000. Maybe 6 months.
I guess so. But again, the second part, nobody wanted to see the conclusion. It got half the views.
Yeah. And I know we're talking about views, but as a YouTuber, that's what you gotta think about. You gotta maximize the effort that you put into certain things, because right now this is a business for us. We enjoy doing it. It's what we love to do. It's what I've always wanted to do. It's what I went to school to do. But I can't be stupid about it. I can't put and we'll get to stupid here pretty soon, because God, I was stupid. But you have to be smart and maximize your effort, and know that the effort that you're putting into something is going to pay the bills and do that and be worthwhile. And so if we're doing, if I'm and again, that's a Let's Play. It's not too terribly hard to edit.
Sure,
it's a couple hours.
Sure,
it's fine. But it's like, if nobody's watching it, why not just put more effort into something else? So.
And going back to you saying we were trying so many different things, and like Let's Plays is something that's done on my channel every once in a while. Here's one of the top 5, and then we even did try to pick up video, because those actually do really well on my channel, like unboxings and pickup videos. Whenever we come back from a convention,
they actually do good on here too.
No, I see that, but usually whenever we come back from a convention, like we call them throwaway videos, and it's like, okay, people want to see this, but we don't want to bog down the Game Chasers channel with this, so screw it, let's put it on Jay's channel kind of thing. And they actually do really well for me. But, we tried that. I think we did once or twice. And
we actually tried to put one of the, because on your channel we do the stuff people sent us, the P.O. boxes.
Right.
We actually put it up on this channel, and
we did try that. It did.
I was like, let's just see what happens.
Which is crazy, because those are some of my most viewed videos.
Yeah, it did make it. It didn't even get as many views on the main channel as it did your.
Right.
I was like,
I have 26,000 subs on my channel. At time of filming, there's 120,000 on this one.
Yeah,
I got more views when I uploaded it on my channel than
it's the algorithm, dude. That's all it is. It's like, because the people that watch your show, they're more likely to watch that. But the thing is, it's like, so YouTube will push it out, but they won't push it out on this.
Sure.
Because it's they'll push out Game Chasers on this, because most people will watch it on this channel. But when you upload something other than Game Chasers on this channel, it's like a crapshoot.
Right.
There's a good chance that you're watching this video right now, and you may not have seen some of the videos we're talking about right now in your sub feed, because they just didn't show up.
Right. When again, we got this 24,000 views on that one. Most American 4th of July video.
That video bombed bad.
Which By the way, great title. But 12,000 views. Melvor's Top 5 Game Chasers episode, 17,000 views. And then episode 70, actual Game Chasers episode, 84,000 views.
Yeah.
You know, now some of it could be like, oh, Melvor's Top 5 Game Chasers episode. Well, we don't care what Melvor has to say.
Yeah.
Could be. But the point is, like, it's night and day. Game Chasers gets all these views, goes out to all of our fan base, whatever, all of our subscribers. Non-Game Chasers, YouTube is like, no one wants to watch that. Screw it. We're not going to push it.
And this was a very, very indecisive time where I was like, what do we do? Because this, as I was saying before, the CPMs just plummeted. The Game Chaser episodes were making literally half of what they usually made. But the thing is, the views weren't dropping off. So it wasn't views. It wasn't because people weren't watching it. It was the same number of views as historically before, but it was just making half as much. And everything was equal. So my thinking and what I was being told was because all these other BS videos that aren't getting the views is affecting that. So we don't put up those videos anymore. So it's like, what do you do? It's like YouTube, what do we do? And YouTube never actually says this is what you do. You just have to do a bunch of guesswork and what people think they know and all this other stuff. It'll drive you crazy.
I like how you started getting into, there was this really big trend. With really clickbait titles and circling something and, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. And arrows and this and that and awesome retro game haul, like that's it. And
then look at
your eyes. What's in the box? New games with an arrow, and you did that a couple of times.
I mainly did it just to make fun of it, but then I think that on that one, what's in the box, it did pretty decent. Yes. I was like, well, damn, maybe it works. Because I just did it because it was funny. Like I made my eyes all deformed and stuff, and I'm like,
dude, what the hell,
dude? On one of them. I made Melvor's eyes like reptilian. I was just going crazy with
it. Do these games suck? Then we got some, Game Chasers episode, bonus footage. You started doing bonus footage, which we didn't usually do before.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I was posting it on Patreon, but then they were getting 12 views on Patreon. Like,
12?
I'm like, and that's how I always do it. And I'm like, wow, I guess these people aren't really want these. I guess they're not very, very popular. So I was like, well, why not just post it on the main channel then? It's extra, video up there. But I'll usually add more stuff to the Patreon. So it's like, what?
Dude, Game On Expo pickups.
I love that. That's my favorite thumbnail.
World's dumbest thumbnail. So you're obviously trying to poke fun. I look like I have a midget body. You shrunk my body. That's kind of creepy looking.
No, I actually increased the size of your head.
Well, either way, I look like Jay Dinklage is what I look like.
I took what I did on mine right there is I took my right eye, I think, erased the left one, and then duplicated the right one on the right one. And then gave myself fangs.
No nuts. Let's do more of that. It did pretty well too, though.
Yeah, it did.
Oh my god.
And then on this one, I just made my eyes smaller.
I was about to say, why do you look so angry? Something's off.
I look like I have a job. And I know, and that's why I was like, do I do something just subtle to where people are like, I want to click that just to see if he really looks this weird.
They wanted to make a game of that? Dude, at this point, I mean, yeah, it was kind of making fun, but we're grasping at straws too, trying to be
I'll be
what
honest.
Can we do to get more engagement?
I'll be honest, yeah. I was like, I even made a video making fun of it on my vlog channel. I was like, this is how you do YouTube, and I was like, you have boobs and then circles and then circles and then circles. I made fun of it. Then I was like, you know what, fuck it. And then I was.
Okay, this is one that I think we need to continue this actually. We started doing what'd you call it? Epic retro battles of history.
Epic retro battles of history.
So
I'm not sure how epic they are.
I mean, they're not really that epic since we're idiots, but it's a discussion video. And what we try to do is we take we take games that maybe someone really likes and the other person not so much, or is kind of in their little box and don't really know much about it, yet they are going to try to pretend that they do.
Yeah.
We did one on Mario Kart, and people were like, oh, Jay, you won the debate. Well, I mean, duh, because Dodongo can't match intellectual wits with me.
Well, I think it was because your argument was you had the better, higher ground on the argument.
I mean, I know what they meant, but that's the thing is, Dodongo had played like 1 or 2 Mario Kart games.
So you really can't.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, you haven't even like you realize there's like 8 of these motherfuckers out, right? Like, what are you even talking about? Because he was trying to say something absurd, like I think the Super Nintendo one was the best one, which is not. It's the worst one, in my opinion. Control, graphics, all that stuff, it's the worst, but that's natural progression of technology. They get better and they get better and they get better. The problem with Dodongo was, like, that was the only one he ever played. He never played
From
anything
a technical
else.
standpoint, yeah, absolutely, the newer ones are good, but I think he was just is a nostalgia goggles for him on the.
And I get that. But there's games that I like, and if the series progressed and continued over the years, I can go, I really loved, the first one of this game. However, it did get really good. It got better. The story got better, blah, 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 blah. And Dodongo he just wasn't there. And then you and him did one on Earthbound. Is it because he likes Earthbound or does not like Earthbound?
Does not.
He does not.
And it's not so much that I liked it. I just thought that I took the stance where I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was like as bad as he was saying it was bad.
I got you. Which that's interesting because Dodongo does play a lot of RPGs. He's not like me, who I'll just shout out fuck RPGs and haven't played any of them. I just don't like RPGs. I've seen them played. One of the biggest things, and I know it's a little bit different now, maybe, is the fighting system is stupid. I was actually playing Earthbound last night on stream, and I'm making the people watching tell me where to go and what to do, and I get attacked by some stupid snake. And I literally hit auto and started playing Words with Friends on my phone while they were battling.
Well, and that's what I actually said in the video is like the battle system in Earthbound is like the thing that I don't like the most about it. But I will say that most other RPGs I've played, it's much more engaging on the
right. And I'll agree with that.
And I like the strategic, like it's like a chess match. It's like, okay, if I do this, then he has to do this, but then I do that. And then, whereas like there's so many different styles, and then you have like action RPG where it's basically. It's just like any normal like hack and slash game
right.
at that point.
You gotta every now and again they'll do something like this. Mega 80s Toy Room Tour. Those usually do pretty good.
Game room tours and toy tours. They will absolutely.
And more top fives. Here's another versus Breath of the Wild debate because you genuinely don't like the game.
As a Zelda game.
As a Zelda game, right. I love the game. Top 5 Zelda game for me, for sure, absolutely. I've ran through it twice. I put total of over 200 hours into the game on both my playthroughs. I love it. We're not going to get into debate now. That's why there's a whole video on it. Go watch it. The Game Chasers episode, top 10 game, more top 10s. There's the mini Boglin
I really like the way that one turned out. I actually kind of went all out on that one, man. I made a little set. And made a mess while I was at it.
Did you use the footage of the... I'll be honest, I haven't seen it yet, which I need to watch that. But did you use the footage from the guy who actually created the Boglins when we interviewed him? Okay, excellent. Excellent. Look at us, being like Norm, getting actual people who had hands-on to talk about it instead of us just Wikipediaing stuff.
But I actually went out to Michael's and got like a little like seaweed... and all this other stuff.
That's what that was for. How have I not seen this video yet? I'm behind.
But then, like, it was, and then like dry ice, and I put dry ice in a little cup of water. But then it was like, oh my god, it was so hard to do everything because it was just me, and I had to film it, and then also stick my hand up in the hole, and then do the boglins, but also at the same time. I had to make sure the smoke was okay, and it was just impossible to get the actual shot that I wanted. So what you saw in the video was kind of like a dumbed down version, which I did as much as I could actually physically do at that point. So you couldn't really see much of the smoke, so I just added smoke in post, a little bit, but it definitely didn't look as good. That was it. And then I did the narration, and people had a problem with that. They didn't have a problem with my narration on anything else. Like the Toys R Us video and all that other stuff.
Which I thought you actually did really well. The narration was really well on that. Your voice it worked.
Yeah, it didn't so much on the Boglin thing. And I think it was because I was trying to do like this creepy sort of like...
Oh, you tried to get cute.
I tried to get... maybe a little bit like the Boglins were. But
you tried to get cute.
I'll
be honest. I can speak for myself. I want the facts. like some flair, like, you know, the seaweed and the smoke. Okay, cool. That's cool. Let's do a little puppet show. Cool. But don't be cute. Don't be Vincent Price. I'm just saying. It sounds like that's what you're trying to do.
The reason I did that was because it was a Halloween video and it was a creepy Halloween toy or creepy toy. So I kind of put some more like pizzazz into it. And sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. And in that particular one, I was like, yeah, man, this is all right. And apparently you guys had a problem with it. So it is what it is, right?
This is what happens when you don't consult me or Melvor. So anyways, more clickbait. Reviews here. Data East Arcade enrages me. Is it worth $99? That was just a thing.
That Data East Arcade, F that thing. And I made that video, and then people were like, well, you can change, because that was a big point of contention that I made, is the fact that you can't change the aspect ratio. Everything is stretched out when it should be like, you know, its native aspect ratio of 3:4 or 4:3. I'm sorry. But apparently you can change it by holding like this button and that button, and I'm like,
so it's some secret code,
right? And apparently it was in the instructions, but for the life of me, I didn't see any instructions with mine. Maybe I threw it out, and sometimes I tend to do that. But you know, why wouldn't it just be native, regular, correct aspect ratio from the beginning? Why do you got to put in a secret code to make it the way it should be? But whatever, it is a dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire.
And the controls I don't like the controls. The controls suck. It's not worth $99. It's not even worth $29.
Don't tell them that. Don't tell them the end. Go watch the video.
Yeah, go watch the video. Maybe I'll say some more stuff about it. I don't know why I'm from Brooklyn all of a sudden. Yeah, so in more top 10 BS, I did a Thanksgiving I did a Thanksgiving gaming memories with Chris, because we've never done anything like that before. We have a lot of history with that. And finally, we got another Toy Chasers.
Finally. What's it been, 2 years since the last one?
No, about a year.
How long have we been doing Toy Chasers?
For about 5, 6.
5 years, 6 years? Wow. And how many episodes are out?
At this point, 9.
Ooh, so we're averaging one video every 9 months. Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that's not good. But to be fair though, we don't go out looking for toys as much as games. So
this is true.
So yeah, if you don't have footage, then you really don't have a
maybe
show.
We need to.
People, we didn't really do this year, but this is something else that we could talk about, is the Chasing the Unknown. We'll address that at the end of this video.
Yeah, please, because I'm tired of getting asked about it when I stream.
So anyway,
I'm so tired of it. I'm like, y'all go ask Billy. Go tweet Billy about it.
So the thing about Toy Chasers is Melvor usually edits those, but in the last year, and I'm not going to get into Melvor's personal life, his time has been a lot more consumed with some personal stuff, so he hasn't been able to put as much time into. I mean, the dude works full-time job as well, so at a place that won't let him do anything.
Fuck his job, man.
So he got about two-thirds, maybe he'll say 2/3, I say half, and I'm right. So I had to take over and finish the episode of that, and so I went to his place. I took all the footage, I took everything, and I took it back to my place, and my God, was that a nightmare, because if you know anything about editing, you got to reconnect everything. It doesn't know where the media is. It's just a big giant mess. He had plugins installed that I don't have, so it didn't know what the hell to do, so I have to go and find those plugins and install them. It's just a big mess, but finally I was able to get it done, edit it out and up, and it was, it was a convention episode, which usually it's like those are like, man, what's the point? It's not really hunting. You're going there and it's toys and stuff. But people seem to like it. People enjoyed it. Of course, Melvor, he's like, why did you do this? And why did you do that? Why wouldn't have done that? I was like, well, then do it.
No kidding. Finish it, motherfucker.
He didn't have anything to say. I think it turned out good. And I did it really. He has a very, not a very different, but he has a somewhat different style, and so I think I did a pretty good job of emulating the rest of the episode with that style, despite what he says. Especially since everybody was like, "Good job, Melvor," and I'm like, "Where's my comeuppance in all this?" Anyway, so yeah, that was that, and then we did. This is rounded out pretty much at this December at this point. Best childhood Christmas presents. And my God, was that hard to scrape out to 10 minutes.
You actually got that to 10 minutes?
I was actually able, and you know how I did? I added bloopers. That's how I got it to 10 minutes.
Hey, at least, you know what is better than making the video and being like, I need 20 seconds right here, and just leaving a blank screen at the end.
Right. Well, you know what else too? At least we're admitting it.
We're admitting it.
Hey, this is why it's 10 minutes. This is why I'm doing it. You know, other people would be like, well, I just happen to have 10 minutes worth of stuff to say.
No, you don't.
You didn't.
You're good at rambling.
No, you didn't.
You had 2 minutes worth of stuff to say. You're just good at rambling.
What do you think I did in my my Game Gear mini video that I put out the other day? I rambled on for 10 minutes and 31 seconds when I really only had 2 minutes worth of stuff to say.
You're the king of that, though. You're the king of rambling.
It's a skill. It's a skill set. Look at that.
See, dude, if it were like, I would rather just be like, you know what? Fuck it. Here's a 3-minute video, and then this will go up today. Tomorrow, a brand new video. You know what I'm saying? Because I do have points where I upload more frequently on my channel than you do on yours.
That's definitely something that I would rather do, but YouTube doesn't like that. Well, they would like it if it was 10 minutes in every day.
Yeah, but F YouTube.
Yeah, but it would much prefer like a 10-minute video every other day, I think.
Dude, I'm just gonna start uploading like 10 1-minute videos a day.
I mean, some people do that.
The views will add up, right?
Some people do that. Yeah. I don't know. Me personally, I'd much rather focus on quantity than quality.
Sure, of course.
I just said that in reverse.
Quantity over quality.
Quality over quantity.
Okay, so what brings us? What's 2019? What are we? What's in store for 2019?
Well, actually, we have to finish up on one of the last videos here, and that was the cartoon.
Oh,
so that's kind of a big thing.
Yeah, big thing because it's been a couple of years since we've done a cartoon,
yeah, so.
And I loved the cartoons mainly because all I have to do is the voice work. Sometimes help write script, and I'm done. I love it because I don't have to edit it, and I know it's a very long, tedious process for you. But it's one of my favorite things that we do.
Well, it's one of my favorite things that we do too. And I wrote them off a long time ago, not ever doing one again. And I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I realized that this was for the Patreon video. It wasn't for the channel, so I'm not really repeating myself to that many people here. But I was just like in bed one day, thinking about playing with myself, but I was like, no, I don't want to do that. And then, no, I'm just kidding. I actually did do it.
I figured.
No, but I was just laying there, and then all of a sudden, just like this idea for a cartoon popped in my head, and then I literally wrote the script in like an hour. And it wasn't anything special. It wasn't anything intricate. It wasn't anything like, mind-boggling or anything. It was just a cute little funny story to do that is basically showcasing us as the biggest idiots in the world, and so I went with it. And I wanted to do it just because I'd missed doing it, and I always enjoyed doing it. And I thought it would be fun to do. Which was when I turned around, remember I was saying I was doing something stupid. Yeah, this was the stupid thing.
The cartoon.
Yeah, the revenue for this month is going to be down a lot. But you know what? I know we bitch a lot about views and revenue and stuff like that, but sometimes you just got to do something because you enjoy doing it. And this is one of those times, man, where I really wanted to do a cartoon.
See, the reason we touch so much on revenue and views, and it's not like, oh, we're money hungry, but when it pays the bills and you don't get those views, it don't bring in the revenue, it don't pay those bills, and then you got to go get a job that does pay the bills, and then your content output hurts and decreases, and you just make less money. So in order for us to keep doing this full time like we do, you got to treat it like a business.
You got to treat a business like a business, basically, and so that's what it is. And the cartoon, for lack of a better word, it bombed. And
fuck it, it was still fun.
It was fun to do. I mean,
it was fun.
I was disappointed. I was like, maybe this will be the one that just like boom, like for whatever reason, some dude is at YouTube and is like, man, I don't want to be working today,
Fuck it, everyone gets to see this.
Yeah. It was like what? A ghost that actually runs into things and can't go through things and takes baths. Genius. Hits the enter button and then like it appears on everybody's phone. And
there's one button that says share.
It's like the emergency alert system, but with like the cartoon. It's like it's on your phone, and all of a sudden, and it's like everybody. Then everybody was like, I gotta sub to these guys. These guys are the coolest motherfuckers in the world. and then it's like at that point, you know what I'd be excited about? At that point, I was like, with all the revenue coming in from that, We can get Melvor out of his shitty job, and we can sit his ass down in front of a computer, and we can actually make more cartoons and be like,
more
this is what we're
everything,
doing.
not just more cartoons, more everything.
Well, I know I say the cartoons because I know he would really enjoy it, but not just cartoons, but you know what I mean. You know, it'd be more of them. But anyway, that's probably the last one, so enjoy it. Unless Spielberg comes up to us and is like, "Look, dude, I saw that thing, man. Here's a check.
Yeah,
here's a blank check.
Old Steve's just gonna knock on your door one day. Knock, knock, knock.
I really like your guy's spirit. I think you got something there. I'm not sure what you got, but you got something. I want to see more of it. Here's a check. It's a blank check.
Look,
just be fair about it.
It's 50-50 chance. 50, either it happens or it don't.
You're right.
100% chance is one of those two things.
Absolutely. But anyway, 2019. I guess we should end it on we kind of already talked about what we want to do. So one other
way more cartoons into no.
Yeah. So yeah, look out for a Valentine's cartoon.
Dude, Pat needs to go on a date.
Well, the follow up should be like him Valentine's Day. He's at dinner at his girlfriend's place, and it's like the mom and dad us are at the table. And they're just like, we're just bickering. It's like, I'm seriously, I could give you a foot rub. What do you scrub with my egg?
My pet egg.
By the way, I did the voice of the mother there, and then MLB pitcher Derek Holland actually did the voice of
the dad.
The dad, yeah.
The dad. You know what? I mean, it was funny, but was he trying to do Will Ferrell doing Harry Carey?
No, just straight up Harry Carey.
He was trying to do Harry Carey. Okay.
Dude, you should hear his Arnold. I have some of his outtakes. You should hear his Arnold. His Arnold is so spot on. Like I could actually use him. If we ever did another cartoon, which we're not, but if we ever did, we could actually draw a freaking Arnold.
Kind of like Dodongo did Mike Tyson.
And then have him do Arnold, and then people would literally think that Arnold Schwarzenegger was in
nuts. Do it.
But anyway, so yeah.
Anyways, 2019.
You mentioned Chasing the Unknown. So
what's the holdup? So everyone knows what's the holdup.
So the holdup was for a while was the studio. It was. When we first did the first episode, it was in my garage. That's not an option anymore. And if you saw my garage, you'd know why. It is a disaster area.
Secondly, it's not, even if we cleaned it, the problem with garage stuff is in the summertime, it is going to be blistering hot. We live in Texas, and yes, we have 103-degree summers, and I don't mean like it's days. It's like 90 days of 100 plus weather.
Right.
And in an unair conditioned garage, most people don't have air conditioning in their garage unless they convert it into a usable room or something like that, which your garage houses cars. So your garage is being used as a garage and doubling as a set. Mm-hmm.
Plus we get a lot of hell here. So I want to be able to park the vehicles into the garage and not look like I have driving Swiss cheese around. Right? So there's that, and then also you got to also take into consideration not only the heat. Which in Texas is half the year, but also it does get cold here. Right now,
first of all, more than half the year, it's hot. We have 2 seasons, hot, not as hot. Right now we're in the not as hot, but no, it does get cold. I think last night I was driving around and it was like 39 degrees or something like that.
Yeah, so it does get cold. So I mean, look, I'd much rather be cold trying to film than hot. That's a given, but I'd still rather not be cold. I'd rather be comfortable. You're going to do you're going to be the best on camera. You're going to do when everybody's comfortable and not be. You know what? Can I have a jacket? Why do you need a jacket? You a bitch?
Yeah, and then an argument ensues. Someone gets mad, storms off, and
so there's that. And plus, look. I was never really happy with that set. It was just kind of thrown together, and also the audio is horrible in a garage.
It is, and we tried that though, and it was still bad.
I had the very first episode. The audio is not great, but it is better than it originally was. I had to really go in there and mess with the audio a ton just to get it to sound halfway decent.
We know a lot of tricks, a lot of behind the scenes tricks to do with lighting, with green screen kind of stuff. If you don't have one, audio is a big deal. Audio and lighting are 2 of the biggest deals when it comes to video production. And the audio, we had blankets on the walls, on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Like we put curtains up. You want to deaden that echo.
I put a rug because obviously the garage is
right.
gonna have cement, so we put a rug down. And it's just like even with all that stuff, it's just the acoustics just didn't work.
The room
in that
was just too big.
garage,
The room was too big.
It's just not. It just didn't work. So
we even had it like curtained off, sectioned off.
yeah. We have
So like what
curtains,
you guys are seeing on Chasing the Unknown, you're seeing us behind and around all that. We're enclosed in like blanket curtains all the way around, just to try to keep that echo from ruining everything.
Right. So I really wanted to put some max effort into Chasing the Unknown. And I thought the first episode was great, but it could be even better. So I was like, let's just build. And this was at the beginning of the year because we already have the second episode shot outside of the interview segments
And stuff for a third, actually.
potentially, yes.
Phoenix.
Yes. So the idea was, hey, we're going to be getting this studio. We'll have a permanent set there, and a really nice set with a nice round table. We can put really paranormal like props and stuff around it, and nice lighting, like mood lighting, green fog, and all this creepy stuff. Not too cheesy, but just something really looks really good. And so, but obviously that kind of just.
We explained earlier that it didn't happen.
It soon became a realism because the unfortunate thing is that when we started building that studio, or when you guys started building that studio, it was around February, I think, or March.
Yeah, February, March, yeah.
Where the weather actually in Texas is great. That's the time of year you want to be in Texas, in February and March.
March, April even.
Yeah,
April
so
still pretty good.
It is extreme. It's pleasant for the most part, unless we get like a crazy heat day. But it's like, wow, this is really going to work. It's great. No, we realize, sure, it's going to get hot.
And then
but
June
we have the air conditioner.
Yeah.
But we're insulating this thing great too.
Right.
So we should be good once the summer hits.
No, June hit, and then July hit, and then August hit, and yeah, it was.
By the time that thing was finished, summer had hit, and it was like, dude. Then nobody wants to watch us, record like this thing and sweat pouring off our faces.
Yeah, it's not fun recording in that. Like you said, you want to be comfortable, but.
So it's at this point, it's just getting a studio, and I guess if worse comes to worse, we could always just shoot it in the Game Chaser style, where we're just at a green screen. But I'd prefer. I just prefer to do it like we did the first one, where it's
we all do. That's the
thing.
thing. It's not like Billy's vision is holding everything up. No, this is something that me, Billy, and Melvor all are like. Yeah, this is the way we want to do this. We want to have an actual set. We don't want to green screen everything, and if we did, you'd make it look great, but it's not the same.
Yeah, I wanted to have a different. I want to have a different style than Game Chasers. And the thing that Game Chasers, and the things that a lot of you guys like is like when we're actually there in the room together talking and interacting. That's some of your favorite videos. You've said it. Like us on the couch talking. You don't get that with Game Chasers. You get it in the actual footage, but not in the interview segments.
Right.
In Chasing the Unknown, you get that because we're all around the table talking and all that stuff. So it's good. And I wanted to keep that, and I wanted that to be a thing. But I also want it to look good, and I want it to be a really nice set, and I want people to watch it to be like, what channel is this on? Is this what is that? Which I think is pretty cool, and I think you guys would appreciate as well. So it will happen again. There will be an episode 2. We just got to get the studio situation set, and once that happens,
Yeah, and we're actively trying to figure it out. We're actively trying to figure something out.
Actually, didn't talk about the movie.
I was gonna bring that up.
Yeah.
So outside of the movie, anything else? Anything else new coming on the movie? Okay, so movie. I want to start right now by saying, and I want people to be extremely clear with what we want to do with this movie, because I know if it gets funded, we do the movie, it comes out, someone's gonna go, this isn't a Game Chasers episode. It's not what we're doing. We're not trying to do a 90-minute Game Chasers episode. That is not the intent. This is a scripted comedy. It's going to be hopefully a ha-ha funny kind of movie. All the jokes are scripted, all that kind of stuff. There's an actual storyline instead of just, let's go to this flea market and see what we can find. It's an actual film that you might hopefully see on Netflix if you're scrolling through Netflix one day bored. And this is the other thing too, while there's going to be a lot of fan service things in it, jokes and inside jokes and things like that you guys are going to understand, we want to make something where not only our our watchers can enjoy, but something that anyone randomly sitting around on a Tuesday night looking for something to watch on Netflix sees it, reads the description, and goes, you know what? I've got 90 minutes to kill. Fuck it, let me try it.
Yeah, right. It's catered towards the audience, but not exclusive to the audience, if that makes any sense, which I guess it does. But anyway, I don't even know we haven't even mentioned on the main channel. Most of these people don't even realize. So somebody came up to us.
Okay.
Somebody came up to us and was like, "Dude, you want to make a movie?" And we're like, "Yes, we do."
Yes, we do.
And this has actually been in the works for a couple of years now, but we're only to the point now where we're like, we don't want to half-ass anything, right? So we didn't just jump right into it.
Right.
We want to make sure everything is right. Our ducks are lined in a row and all that stuff. So this is the Kickstarter is going to go up in January. So God, please.
Yeah. So
fund it.
if this is the first time you're hearing about this, this is the thing. We're doing a movie. We don't necessarily have an active title for it right now. The placeholder is called Game Chasers the Movie, and this is why I wanted to say what I said when this started, because I don't want people to see that title and go, oh shit, this is going to be an epic 90-minute Game Chasers episode, because it's not what it's going to be.
It's not going to be that, but it's going to be what you love about the show. It's going to be that. Trust me on that.
Yes.
What you love about the show and why you watch, it is there 100%. That's why you're going to love it. You're going to love it. And also, I will say this. People are probably worried, but if you're doing a movie, does that mean less Game Chasers and all that stuff? No, we got it all worked out. So if this thing happens, it's going to open up doors for us to do even more, which is
the thing with the movie is, and we've been building kind of like this kind of secret, not so secret underground, not so underground buzz with it, on social media and stuff. And we have people reaching out to us and going, hey, I live in New York, but I know how to operate a camera. I know how to do sound mixing and work a mixer and boom mic operating this and that, blah blah blah.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't want people to think this is like us just going out with a camera and like, you guys, look at us, we're making a movie.
No, and that's not it.
No, this is like a legit movie that you're going to see you could see in theaters. I can't promise that you'll see in theaters, but you could definitely. It's worthy of being up on the screen. It's going to be of that quality. I've already talked to a cinematographer, a legitimate cinematographer who's actually done Hollywood movies. Mm-hmm. I've actually a CGI guy, and then this isn't going to be like a CGI, a sci-fi movie or anything like that.
There is a scene where we need some CGI,
and plus just stuff that like.
Yeah. Well, okay.
So I won't go into so much detail because that's going to be on the Kickstarter stage.
If we need an explosion, it's going to be way easier to do an explosion in after like post-production than to actually blow something up in the middle of the desert somewhere and risk getting in trouble for it. So.
And we have a legitimate guy, a guy who works in Hollywood and has worked on things that you've actually literally seen, like Star Trek.
So to kind of describe the movie without giving away too much, and we don't want to give away too much. Personally, okay, so I want to say this though. I want to say it to you. I want to say it to you guys. Billy wrote the first draft of the script by himself, 100%.
Over the course of like 10 months.
10 months.
So again, this is not something we're just half-assing and rushing into.
So once me and Melvor actually read the script, we were like, you know what? I think we got a really good structure here. We got a really good, set of a skeleton. Now we need to start filling in the meat. And that came in the form of, changing some dialogue, trimming some scenes, cutting some scenes, adding some scenes, that kind of stuff. So the three of us, I'm spinning all over the place. The three of us have been working on the second draft of the script. And so far, what we've got and what we've changed, where it was already good, now it's going, okay, this is gonna be fucking good. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say, like, you did a really good job with the first draft, with the structure of everything. The story, I think you're gonna like. I don't know, it's kind of got like this sort of
Big fanboys-ish.
I mean, yeah, kind of fanboys mixed with a little bit of maybe like Pee-wee's Big Adventure, sort of maybe a rat race taste thrown in there kind of thing.
Yeah, good reference. But not a 90-minute dick and fart joke. Like,
right.
It's actually
there's
got
zero cuss words in it.
Yeah, it's actually got it's got some heart to it. It's gonna, like I said before,
feel good story of the year.
The reason why you probably watch this, even the reason why you probably are even in the retro games to begin with, the heart of it's in this movie. It's in this movie. So you're gonna watch it. It's gonna make you laugh, and it's gonna make you cry, and it's gonna make you come. I don't know.
Wait, I mean, it might. No, but like I said a minute ago, there's actually no. I don't even think hell is written in the script anywhere. There's 0 cuss words, and this is the thing. We want this to be like legit. We want a PG-13 rating on it. That way, people can take their kids to see it.
Yeah, it's once you see the movie, you'll know why.
Right.
We're ourselves. We're not trying to neuter ourselves. We're still ourselves.
Yeah, we're ourselves, and we're gonna be taking acting lessons because neither one of us can act worth a flip.
We're still ourselves, so you don't have to worry about neutering ourselves. But we wanted to. Once you see the movie, you'll understand why we wanted it to be something that you sit down and you can watch with the whole family.
Right.
It's not a family movie. There's some stuff in it where it's like, okay.
Again, there's going to be some not. I don't
it's
know.
not a I'm worried. I don't want them to think it's a Hallmark movie or anything.
Yeah,
it's
no.
not a Hallmark movie.
It's not a Kirk Cameron